Hi, welcome back. Welcome to this series of videos on developing your presentation or public speaking skills. In total, this training comprises of a few short videos to help you on your quest to become a better public speaker or to nail those corporate presentations that you might be worried about having to do in the future. Now, presenting is a skill-based activity that combines a number of key elements which can be learned and practiced in order to develop and improve. Achieving continuous improvement in presenting is ultimately down to the personal effort that is placed on self-development and putting good theory into practice. I'll share some really useful hints and tips and ideas how you can feel more confident and make great presentations. And then from there, it's really down to you to practice and own your new skill set. And you'll find that the more you practice, the better you will get. That's a promise. So the aim of this program is to provide structure, guidance, and relay some tips on how to plan, prepare, and deliver more impactful presentations. Presenting to groups of people can often be part of a specific job or career role, but can also occur in more social, family-oriented situations, such as those dreaded speeches that you may have to be asked to do to make at weddings or at other family gatherings. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what the situation is. If you want to make a good presentation, and more specifically, if you're anxious or nervous about a presentation that you have to make in the future, then this video series will certainly help you navigate your way through the challenge, greater confidence, and deliver what will hopefully be something that you're super happy with and proud of. Now, the first message I want to share with you is that if you feel anxious, nervous, or worried about public speaking, then you're definitely not alone. In fact, in research on the subject, many people feel that public speaking is actually their worst fear of all. More so than some of those other scary things that make us feel a bit wheezy. So it's here where we're going to start. If we recognise that public speaking is an activity that, normally speaking, most people fear and are nervous about doing, then we've first got to understand that this fear is in fact a real and genuine source of stress for us. And for those of you who have already watched the video on the causes of stress and how to manage stress, this is a really good point to start learning how to become better at public speaking. To start with then, let's tackle those nerves. And here are 10 key tips for you on dealing with nerves. The first tip is you have to realise the source of your fear. And in a nutshell, it's the uncertainty of what will happen when you're in front of people giving your speech or presentation that sits at the back of your mind when building up to that key moment for you. Your fear is not that you don't know your topic, it's that you don't know what will happen when you step up to make your presentation. Maybe the fear of being judged, the fear of making a mistake, not measuring up, getting hurt, either mentally or physically, can get in the way of a good performance. Remember that people in the audience really want you to succeed. Nobody is standing there hoping you'll be boring or bad. And if you're coming from an authentic place and you cover the material with clarity, you've already won 3/4 of your inner battle with fear. The second point is to prepare. 90% of your success will be generated in the preparation. And so make sure you know the material that you're going to cover. The more familiar you are with what you're going to talk about, the easier it is to keep calm and focus on a great delivery. Now, a good tip here is to make a detailed outline of what you're going to talk about and break it into basic points to memorize, sort of including sub-points and the title of the speech. And then imagine you're telling a story and visualize the key stages of the story as you tell it. A good story, remember, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it should flow logically and be easy to follow. Exactly the way to structure your presentation. As you would expect, the third point is an obvious one, but that really is about practice. And as with most things in life, the more we practice, the better we get. And nothing is more true than this statement when it comes to presenting. So give yourself the time and the opportunity to practice. This will increase your confidence and reduce your nervousness and your anxiety. The next point is to review. If you want to review your presentation before you make it, then try recording it on a mobile device and replay it to see how it comes across to you. Or even better, do a few trial runs with a friend or family member and get some feedback from them on how it comes across. And some other tips that will help in terms of the actual presentation itself is to breathe deeply. Practicing a breathing exercise before you make your presentation will help you relax your body and your mind. Slow breathing until you can count to 6 seconds of in-breath and 6 seconds of out-breath will really help you to sort of ease your stress and anxiety. And that's part of the next point as well, which is to relax. Relaxing is the art of letting go. And there are many ways to let go. You can imagine you're made of rubber, maybe lie on the ground and pretend you're floating, or just collapse on the ground like a limp doll. Letting go untenses the body and makes you more at ease and relaxed. The next point is to do something energetic for a few minutes beforehand. And if you've watched the previous training on stress management, you'll know that we are effectively in fight or flight mode when we're stressed, and the fear of making a presentation can easily trigger this. So a short burst of energetic activity, such as running on the spot or taking a brisk walk, can really help counteract the effects of stress and ease your anxiety as you go into your presentation. Another key point is being aware of your fight or flight. Fear triggers your flight or fight mode and activates the production of the stress hormone called cortisol. And the effects of increased cortisol can include an increased heartbeats, butterflies in the stomach, sweaty palms, a dry mouth, all of which people associate with the symptoms of a nervous presenter. If you can identify with the fact that these symptoms are connected to your fear and is actually your fight or flight mode kicking in, then you can start to address how to manage these physiological side effects. The easiest way to do this is to calm yourself through deep breathing, listening to calming music, and relaxing. Big one here, recognize that people can't see your nervousness. And when you're making a presentation, no one knows that you're nervous. Your stomach could be in knots, and you might feel like you're going to be sick, but you really aren't showing any nervous behavior. Sometimes with public speaking, you think that people notice you're nervous, and this makes you even more nervous. And there are only a few very subtle clues that show a person is nervous, and they're so small that the ordinary person wouldn't put more than a second into them. So don't worry so much. People don't see your nerves. And finally, don't overthink the audience reactions. When you're on stage or speaking in public, calm your mind and remember that even if you see people looking at you like they think you are weird, just ignore it. What they think doesn't matter. If there really is something that you know you're doing wrong, fix it as quickly as possible. Yawning, bored expressions, and similar negative facial expressions will always appear in an audience. And the chances are that some of those people will be bored with whatever the occasion, and some of those people are difficult to please. Some of those people will be tired, some of those people will be distracted for a range of different reasons. So remember, you can't please all of the people all of the time, and so just commit to yourself that you will do your best, and that will always be enough for you to reflect upon with great pride. Talked about practice. Practice, stand tall, keep your shoulders back and your chest out, smile as much as you can, and remember to be humble and gracious in the way that you speak and the message that you give. You'll be surprised at how quickly you can win your audience over. That's the end of the first video. In the next video, we're going to take the learning to another level. Look forward to seeing you there very soon.